Busting the world's oldest conspiracy by revealing the first writers' formats in the Bible. Have you ever wondered who is editing the Bible? These are some of the words written by the 1611 King James translators that are wrote in its preface. They state 4 reasons how anyone can re-edit the text in the Bible. Their third reason is by the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next arrow down points to them writing, a great clerk Gregory is the divine, spelt with a capital D. At the bottom, they will tell you by studying the Bible, your reward is to have a participation in a heavenly nature. Whereas the Bible's words should be telling you how to be obedient to our Creator to enter into heaven. Now you know by their own words, they are not the good guys editing the Bible. Here, let me show you the 12 commandments that are listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Surprising, isn't it? Now let me show you how I changed one word in Exodus chapter 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and now you know that these planks make the hip roof for the tent for meeting for Yv. Why did I just use 2 letters for our Creator's name? Well, Hebrews did not have the letters J, O, or W in their language. Therefore, I am closer when I say the letters YV in English than anyone else. It is better to learn how to pronounce these 2 letters in Hebrew. Our Creator made me see Him 8 times, and these videos are my recording of how and why I am re-editing their text. Then all these books that I am editing will be made into one book in order. In my YouTube description, it has our Creator's hidden formats in a PDF of the same text. In fact, it is a message to everyone today and in the future. I have also made many different styles from these hidden formats for copyright reasons. This is the format, 3-verse format that I found pretty much in 12. And the 3-verse format, the first writer's format, is a statement, so it ends with a period, a comma, and a period, and this is like a sentence that defines the statement, and then this becomes, or this group here is a small paragraph, and then this one here is another paragraph, and you can see that they combine together to make a larger paragraph, and then I put a double space. So that is the first writer's hidden formats for a 3-verse format. And 4-verse, when it comes up, I'll explain that when it comes up. So I'm going to try to do 13 and 14, and hopefully the rain has stopped today, but if it starts raining, I'll have to shut down. Okay, now the timeline, what's going on right now is we just got introduced to this king here. This king is going to be, the descendants you see are here. So these are the kings that we should be talking about. And then over on this side, we should start be talking about these kings here. So I know this is 15 and there's only so many more chapters, so there's not going to be much stories to go with them. So what I've been doing is replacing or taking that off his name and putting it as a capital, and you see YHVH'S. And then if you come over here and look at this, okay, that isn't, we don't have any king named that way. So I got to figure out which one of these he's talking about, the text is talking about. Son of Joash. Joash is here, so it's going to be his name. So I'm replacing the H with an M. Is that all I'm doing here? Yep. Now, supposedly, that would be the only correction I needed, and this was a good king. This is how they wrote years. It'd be 2 10s as 20 and 3 years. Okay, let me see about the years. I'm having a hard time making it into. He's got 39, he's got 20. Now, it usually starts out as a struggle to figure out whether it's a 3 verse or a 4 verse, and what is actually truthful and what's not truthful. So I'll start by adjusting small little notes here. Usually I use the word the king, or I could put our king to make it first person. And then for Judah, I use all capital letters, bold, so the reader knows that Judah is still onto our being our creator. This is wrong. This is I do this. It's still not making sense in my head what's going on here. This would be a 4 verse, where these two are making that comma in a period for a sentence, and then this would be a comma in a period, and you know that would be the 4 verse. So, but in the 20th or in the 20 years, or don't know how many sons they had. But that's just cleaning it up to see if the hell's this working, because it's not making sense to me here. Joash and this guy, he's going to rule for 20 years. And I'm looking to see the event is happening here in these 20 years. He becomes king. But if it's his son, then I've got these two wrong. I have to put his son here. His son. Like this. Was king for Judah. This is wrong. The way that they do this is let me pull up the other text here, and let me see. They'll do like 2/10 and 7th year for King. This guy, he ruled for this many years. Then this other king, he was doing right, because these are separate. So that's okay. Joash ruled for 7 years when he became king for Israel. So this is how this goes. Correcting that. Here again, he dies, he's buried, and then he reigned this many years. This is such a out of place. 10 years was king over Israel. Okay, it's really bad here. This would be at the end of these years for Joash. Now, if I have his name right, no, it would be 20 years would be someplace in here, be about here. This text does not make any sense here to be correct. This would have to say at the end. This is just not making, I'm not getting the true vibe here out of this. So let me try this king. That's this guy here. And he ruled 20 years. Don't need the name corrected. The son of John, king over king for Israel. Became the king for Israel. I pushed the wrong button here. No. This would have to be in Samara. I gotta put it in order, so it's got to be from, well, wait. He ruled from Samaria, and that is text that's added in 1977. He ruled from Samaria for 7 years. Got pre-made text here. The site and YHVH's site. He did evil, but he didn't do evil. Now I know that I've already done this. But this is like tying it to here. Let me do something here. I got to put this. You might not be able to see this, but I got to see this text together because this guy is over here. And then I got his son correct. But this guy is here, and then it's his son. That's correct order. But this is not being. Oh, my little mind is hurting right now because I thought this was going to be a quick video. It's going to be a long time to get this right here. How do I get this text to be correct? Well, this is this king if he's ruling from here. So if he did that, and that's a 3 verse, where is the 3 verse here then? Most of the time this is this guy here. Let me see something here. Okay. I've got the search. No. I want all. See, I've already got, he ruled for 24 years. So if I come over here, well, this has already been said. So this, this has already been said. So that's out. Okay, that's out. So now the story is this. But this would be after, so this still isn't making sense. Because he's not for Israel. This is here, and the stories I've got of him are right here. He went around killing them, and then he ruled this many years. Then 27 years came. He ruled for 3 years. He did right in YHVH's sight. So this is wrong as well. I've already got this. So let me get rid of it here. Let me get rid of, whoops, this. Let me get rid of this. Let me bring this back over here. Okay, now bring this down. This has to be out because everything else out is above. Now this has already been said in the last video I did, 12 down here. King for Aram took Reuben's land and captured it. So what I'm talking about, see, one story took this, one story they were battling here, and the king died and he came over here. So at some point they got that. And then the story is they already own all 3 of these. This is now owned by Damascus, or Aram, who's ruling from Damascus. So, and it's Joash, who is Jewish. This guy here is the story here, how he paid them off so they didn't. That's Israel. That means I've got this wrong. So this is this king, and that's where I stopped. And yet he was killed. And this has already been said. This king is here. Now we're going in reverse. I already got the stories of him. No, he didn't escape from under the hand of Armenians. That's just wrong. But he did kill off. This is the female goddess on Ra's daughter. And he went around and did like his father and killed them off. So this is wrong. Them like the dust of a thresh and a threshing. Okay. I already have that. See, I just had showed you that. And this has already been said. Now, this is the king of Judah. And the 3 10s and 7 years. I got him at 39. Nobody over here that I can say that was in their 30th year they reigned. So what is this? In his 37th year of this king became king over Israel. Now, I think I seen that on the chart, that in the 37th year, this guy is. And he reigned 16 years. And I have it at 20 years. This has to be for do this right. I got to get rid of that. Maybe that's a 3 verse. But that's the right date for this guy. He was a good king. And this is his right father. But did this guy write like that? That's just odd that I haven't seen a writer write that way. And I think I already have this, though. I think I showed you this. But it's this timing of this king that's important out of this. So, okay, I think I got the first text that I can say is actually real here. Okay. And he ruled from I have to use this team, and he's used 20 years. Okay. 30 years. 3 10s. Now it's tying him to be an evil. But you got to put these two together as a sentence. But I got him as a good keeper, so he didn't. Good. Whoops, I'm adding, that's almost reverse of this word. And this switched to a 4-verse. So this next group has to be a 4-verse. I got to find if I already did this, did the text for this guy. They killed him, but his advisors killed him. Or somebody, I haven't really figured out who these, that's the best one I've got here. And then his son becomes king. So the story that I should be putting in here should be about this king and what he did. And they really screwed this up. So I'm not going to agree with anything said here. But this has all been said already. And this king is not in Samaria. He's over here in Israel. So they got that screwed up. So whatever timeline they got out posted on the internet, what from the Bible that you just seen, how they just switched this king around, like from the last chapter he's in. Anyways. Now Elijah, this story is out of order because he can't. Let's see. I think it's this king. that we have Elijah who ascended into heaven, and Elijah came about, and we're way down here. He can't be this story is out of line. It would all have to go back up into here. So what kind of story are they? He died. From which he died. Died with an illness. Okay, so we at least know that he's going to die. Okay, we got the story that he's dying. Well, is the one prop before him, he sent into heaven, he's after him. And there's many stories of what he did. So, okay. So this king, it would have to be somebody like Jehu, because this guy was a rotten king. He did. It has to be this king, if anybody. But this, he was illness from which he died. Now he's going to say, take my bow, take a bow. No, he's going to have the bow in his house. So now take my bow. Now this is not reading right. This is, I had a hard time when I was cutting that too. This king can't be this guy. This guy was a good king, and I'm pretty sure he was around at that time. So I'm going to have to put underline just as a reminder that that king might not be the king. This would have been a good king. Okay. That's 3. You have to be went to him because he's sick. So it's got to be this is the text that has to be here. Went to him. Israel went to him. And he surely wouldn't, you would have to say something. Good. He has to have, he has to have what the subject matter is here. So, and he asked, and he asked, like, I got to get this right. This has got to be went to him and asked. But this has got to be gone. Jehu, our king, put it in, if I'm having the writer right from Judah's side, it would be Judah, their king, went to him and asked about Aram. Now that is about as best as I can do because, like I said, Jehu is before this is lost. So, just trying to put it in my head. So he had to ask him a question. That's the best I can think of. Said, take my bow and arrows and shoot. Shoot. Guess if I use those as two major words, it works here. Shoot arrow. And he said, so Jehu. Now he's going to tell him to open up the window and shoot out the window because, okay, he's ill. He's not outside. So I got to have this. Through the window. Open up the window. But I've got the bow and arrow in his hands. I'm going to put his name here. Bow and arrows, and open the window. Now it's strike the ground and he's got to open the window. So this is not going to be true. Not 3. Arrows and stopped. See, this is over. I put all that up about the question here about Aram. So I got that part right. That 3 arrows and stopped. Can't be true. This can't be true. This might be said after he shoots. So what? Only 3 times. Okay, these are going to be his last words then here. But this is out. So but if I got him, he took his bow and arrows, and then this has to be here. He said, "Take my bow and arrow and shoot." And he opened the window. Then Jehu took his bow and arrow and shot 3 arrows and stopped. Oh, what did this? There's a verse here missing. Elisha was angry, said, "You should have shot." Shot 5 or 6. Then you would have until they would have they would have been destroyed. Defeated. How do I change this that now they will not be destroyed? But now they will strike us. Now they will keep theirs. I guess I'm just... This writer is not really got the great writing skills of the others. Well, it's just confusing me how he's writing. Or the text is so screwed up, I'm just trying to put together what I've got. And he shot one arrow. Let's put it down that he just shot one. He shot one arrow and stops, and Elijah was angry. You should have shot 5 or 6, then you would have defeated Aram. I can't use any of this. Because that would be the end of the story right here. Now, this might be Elijah. No, but he goes into heaven. So this is... But this can't be Jehu now. It's got to be this guy. And I know I got that butchered. I don't have a good enough memory. Jeoa. I think I got it right. Okay. So this has got to be when he died under this king. And I guess I don't need the underline anymore. I like that now. Okay. I have to continue the story as one who is reading the text. Elijah died, and they buried him. Mary, these guys have been dead for 700-800 years. In the spring of the year. Okay. As they were burying a male, they left his grave wide open, and you don't bury. No, this is too oversalted. You'd have to believe that open grave, and we know that didn't happen. Look at that. Now that makes sense of what just was set up here. I didn't get to it quick enough. Okay, there's that king. Okay. And I'm going to say, what could I say this now? Now, they didn't oppress. Is at this time it means that they hadn't overtook Gad yet. So this text is going to have to be placed differently. If we're talking about that king, it just has to be his days. And we have to understand that this has got to be moved up. This text has got to somewhere, because this has got to, but I got to see where it's got to go, because this has got to go before he dies. So it's got to be here. And I'll take all of it. And I'll move it right now to right here. Let me give it a color. Okay. That needed to be moved here because the story is continuing. He would have defeated Aram. Now, with Israel all his days. Okay. Yep. Yeah, just checking the time. Oh man. YouTube scares me. They keep knocking me off. I've got all the equipment, got all the internet speed, and they got me adjusting the speed of uploading every week. Every week. Now, what is this? Sticking in garbage. That is what I wanted. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Oh, it's all this. Okay. Seems right to me. Yes. But the text I've got above here, when he took her, it's not, it's this guy. It's two separate stories. But it's supposed to be that he fought him when this king was around. And then now his son is ruling over. Okay. What did he take? We have this guy already who he is, so I don't need this. This is which had taken in war from the hand of his father. Retook. Do I put the lands and they took all three of them back? The cities, which they took the land here, it would have to be, and well, the cities would have been in the land. So I can't do that. That's got to be out. That's just part of the land. That reads better. You know, does this mean all three, though? That had been taken in wars. This land is going to change to be one, which will be Reuben's. Because if I did this, if I do this and put and the cities, think by his father. So this means I don't need this, but this made. Let me bring up the other text here. This was a different story. Or I do that again. This here is this is divided. Now this, he would have bought the land back. If the story I'm reading go before this and see what happens here. For this. Yeah, this guy's death is missing, so this is what's up here. So somewhere there's a battle that this guy fought with Aram and he lost. Now his son was 17 years old. He became king of Israel. I could say to capture it. If I put to capture it, but as okay, this is now I'm thinking I've got it here. Reuben's took silver or gold from his treasury, and he returned to Damascus. So he didn't take Reuben's. He was going to go fight against it. It was to war. I can say that. Okay. Okay. So they didn't take Reuben's. And then this with being retook. Gad. That would make more sense. When he had to battle him and he took it, this guy's getting weaker as a king. He paid off, they turned back. Then he retook the land and the cities which had been taken in war from his father. This I'm going to put an underline because I got to see where that's going. All right, that was quite something there. You see how much I put into it, and I have to know a lot about the stories and have to remember what I read and what I had cleaned up. You save that, go down here, and then I'll get into 14 next, but let me do a cleanup here. Now, this story is too far away from that story. Or it's a divided story where I need to put in a what this story is about here, a title for this. Now, 1, 2, 2 here, 2 here. One there, 2 here. Well, we know who this is, so I can get rid of this, keep it as a 3 verse, and then this happened. Then this guy became king, that's 2. Don't need this. Keep it a 3 verse. And this would be like this. Sun from here, we found is here. So I just want, okay, that looks good now. And people in the future, when they read it, they just won't understand how much that hurt my little mind. Okay. And I got to do this all over again. Okay. And this is not right. This this king is on the other side. This king here is on Judah's side. $25 and $39. Yeah, that's about the right length for the king to live. I got to take a break, so I'm going to put up Psalms off to the side, and you can watch them for a little bit. Testing. Okay. I'm back. And I was thinking about this. This just doesn't make sense. Okay. Again, how is this going to mesh together? If this is the right king, but I've already got introduced his son. If this is the king Israel, so, and Joash is over here, so this can't be true because he's going to be his son. Okay, but you can see over here in the second year of this guy, he becomes king, which is pretty much lined up. So it has to be this king, but I'm done with this king. So it would be this king then that goes here. And this king is this guy here. I want here. I want this king here. That would be in his second year, this guy becomes king. 52, and I see a 5, but it's probably telling me how old he was. So if I do this, put in this, and this would be his father. And for Israel, now this would mean his son, Amos, or Amos, son that added son. They are if I put youngest, which would be kind of like following the lineage from David, bypassing his sons to Solomon, his last son, it would be making sense how the kings then became yes, became king at 25 years. Came, oops, this writer would be saying our king. This has already been set here. Oh, he reigned 29 years. He reigned 52 years. That he 15 means he lived to 67 years old, which makes more sense. Now, look, I'm going to have to say this again. The king's timeline that I've got here, the only thing that I'm finding wrong is whether they're good kings or bad kings. But these dates, I got to trust our Creator's hidden format. And it did take me 2 years of correcting this to get these numbers this way. So, and it's 2. So, and you can see I wasn't changing much, but I was trying to make the kings decently in their 60s. A couple of them did live into their 70s. Okay, so but couldn't all live that long. He ruled. Jerusalem is a good one. Okay. Now I've got that. About that. All of a sudden they're racing through these kings because we haven't had, I guess the story about him is going to follow that. Or this means he was very righteous. So we're talking about this king. I'm going to say did good. It's only good. But not like his father David. Not like David, his forefather. Okay. This is why I've got the word good. So I can't say he did according to this guy. Or the I got to put in the other God's name or false God's name. Or verse. Not taken. We're not. We're not destroyed. That's what high places meant, was altars. Mhm. Earlier. That was this guy. This guy's servants killed him. This guy became king. That's wherever they're getting this story. That's where that story is from. Now we're back to this guy, which is after has died because this is his youngest son. Oh, so he is king at youngest. He was at 15 years old, but now when it's firmly in his hand, this is what's not true. This would be Judah, his kingdom. What else? No, it happened. No, it happened as soon as his kingdom was firmly in his hand. This was not true because he wasn't the one his father didn't die by anybody. So all of that goes together as not out, as out. This is out because firmly in hand, I have sent messenger, sent his messengers. No, well, or they. It's not this. This guy. Now hold on here. Now this doesn't make any sense. Lebanon, why would you use anything from Lebanon? This is owned by pagans. The Arams now own that property or that land as their kingdom. And a wild beast trampled, yeah, this is just junk. It's a made up story. This can't be true. So this can't really be true. This has to be tied to Edom. This, I'm saying, is all wrong. This story is wrong. You can't capture one king to another. That if they did, then Israel takes over Judah. So that can't be true. Oh, we can count to the different gates, the gates of Ephraim. Yeah. Again, this text can't be true. And he's going to return to Samaria, which he's taken the utensils, yet Nebuchadnezzar takes them. Now, this I don't need. And this is all out. We've already got their stories when they died and when they were written and where they were buried. And they killed him there. conspired against him. Lankish is a city kind of west of. This is where Lankish is at. Lankish is here, and Jerusalem is here. So why did he go to Simon? Too many something in there. That seems to straighten up that verse. By a horse. They brought him by a horse and buried him with his fathers by the city of Bethlehem. Okay. So he had to die someplace because that story it's here. I just don't know who conspired. But if he didn't remove the altars for Ra, then they killed him. Mankind are those that have the practice of the female goddess. Next conspired against him in Jerusalem. And they killed him there. And was brought He wouldn't have fled from him. He went. As he was in Lancashire. They sent theirs after him to Lancashire. 234 1 234 1 234. Okay. Mankind conspired against him in Jerusalem, and as he was in Lancashire, they sent theirs after him to Lancashire, and they killed him there, and was brought, and he was brought by a horse and buried his father. Okay, that's the end of this king here. So now we have to have his son. Who is this guy? Wow, they did that. Okay, they didn't get rid of him. Three. That's kind of odd that they split that. Now, if these are the bad guys, these have got to be the good. And all the priests. Priests are still good guys. And they would have the power. Levites following the law. Then all the Levites in Judah Now you can see Judah's starting to become corrupt, by the way, but they're still good. This is not, this, if we get rid of that. And he restored order. And Jerusalem. Okay. And they anointed him king in the place of his father. And he restored order in Judah as okay. There he died. This guy died off. His family was killed off. His relatives were killed off a long time ago, about 100 years ago, 120 years ago. I like the way that reads, but it's not being able to be tied to here. That's not true. This is definitely not true. Joash is a king. So who'd they make king of Israel became king? And he ruled in Samaria. For 41 years. "21 years. This guy's son, which I've already got, is becoming a king. And we just wrapped up these two kings. Put this here. The 15th year of this king. Be him living for 30 years. This is so screwed up, I can't make it. I can't do anything with it. I got this, but I don't think this is going to make it either because it's not tied to anything. So that's out too. We don't know who we're talking about, especially this here, because this has already changed from this sins to them believing in Asherah, the daughter, the goddess of the sun god Ra. So, okay, we know this is nothing. This is all wrong. Because Jonah, that's a complete bullshit story. No, there's nothing to go through here. Now, the rest of Acts of Jeroboam, now that king, we're down to this king here, and this thing, and they've got him going all the way back to the first king. So it's got to be about 150 years backwards. Sorry about that. This has to be wrong. And this has to be wrong. See, I've already got this guy's name. But this guy, this has just got to be wrong. Okay. Well, that definitely reads right there as something's missing. So right now I have to say there's this. This definitely reads way out of order. Definitely reads way out of order. This is talking about his death. This. And then I would say there's 2 verses missing here. And then that would be, but it's, now see, this here is like, should be right here. Yeah, that's going to get put here. And then his death is here. So this is not needed. We already got his death. So that'll be removed. This will get moved up to here. Let me just do that real quick here. Yeah, it's only 2.5 hours. this text here, give it a color. Oops, not a very good color. Because, yeah, it needs another group. This would be reverse with 4 verse. Here, Jameson Azar. That's not reading right here. But he became king and he ruled, and he did not do like his fathers. He left the altar. No, this does not read good here. This does not read good here. Something's going on. I don't like it. Where does this... Anyways. Maybe this whole story's got to move up higher. But anyways, that'll be the end of this one, and I'll talk about the editing in the next one of where this stuff actually goes. It's easier to read when I got longer time to do that. So other than that, I'm going to call this video the end for today.